My boss has been gaslighting me for a decade. He tells me I'm crazy, that he never promised a raise, that he never said that. What he doesn't know is that I have every email, every recorded call, and every lie timestamped in the archive. Today is the day I hit send all to the board of directors. Imagine this scenario. You're in a meeting and your boss says something completely outrageous, a promise he never intends to keep, or a flat-out denial of something you both know happened. You feel that pit in your stomach, that sense of powerlessness. You question your own sanity. Am I misremembering? Did I misunderstand? This is gaslighting, a manipulative tactic designed to make you doubt your own reality. And for 10 years, I lived in that reality. My boss, let's call him Mr. Charisma, was a master of it. He could sell ice to a penguin and convince you it was your idea. Promises of promotions, raises, and key projects would appear and then vanish into thin air, replaced by a confused look and a condescending tone. I think you must have misunderstood, he'd say. Or worse, you're being a little too emotional about this. The first few times it happened, I was crushed. I doubted myself, my abilities, my memory. I'd go home frustrated, replaying conversations in my head, trying to pinpoint where I went wrong. But then, a thought sparked in my mind. What if I wasn't the crazy one? What if this was a pattern? That's when the archive was born. It started simply a folder on my computer. I saved a specific email where he promised me the lead on a major account. A month later, when he gave it to someone else and denied our conversation, I dragged that email into the folder. Then I started taking notes after every single one-on-one meeting. Date, time, what was said, what was promised. I even started using a voice recording app on my phone for our calls, making sure to state at the beginning that the call was being recorded for note-taking purposes, which is legally important in many places. At first, it was just about self-preservation. It was my way of holding on to my sanity, a private record that proved I wasn't making things up. It was my gaslight shield. Every time he tried to twist reality, I'd privately consult the archive. And every time the evidence was there, in black and white, a time-stamped record of the truth. I wasn't crazy. He was a liar. Over the years, the archive grew from a small folder into a sprawling, meticulously organized database. I had emails, call recordings, meeting notes, even screenshots of instant messages. I categorized them by date, by project, and by the type of lie. It was a 10-year diary of deceit. As the years went by, I noticed something more sinister than just simple lies. I saw patterns. Clear, undeniable patterns of deception. It wasn't just forgetfulness or miscommunication. There was intent. For example, right before every annual performance review, he would promise me a significant raise. He'd get my hopes up, ensuring I'd give him a glowing review in my upward feedback. And every single time after the reviews were submitted, the promised raise would magically disappear. The budget got cut, he'd say with a shrug. My hands are tied. But the archive showed this exact sequence of events happening year after year after year. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a strategy. Another pattern was taking credit for my work. I'd present a groundbreaking idea in a private meeting. And a week later, I'd watch him present my exact slides to the executives as his own brilliant insight. The archive had my original, time-stamped documents, proving the ideas were mine long before he ever presented them. It was a cold, calculated campaign to keep me down while he climbed the corporate ladder on my back. Seeing it all laid out like that, it wasn't just about my sanity anymore. It was about justice. The sheer volume of evidence was staggering. It painted a picture not just of a bad boss, but of a manipulative con artist who was actively harming the company by suppressing talent and creating a toxic work environment. So we come to today. This morning, another promise was broken. A big one. A promotion he dangled in front of me for 6 months, the one that was supposed to finally validate a decade of hard work. He sat me down, gave me that familiar, pitying look and said, "I know we talked about it, but corporate decided to go in a different direction." It was never a sure thing. But the archive had the email from him just last week that said, "It's a done deal. The paperwork is just a formality. Congratulations." That was the final straw. I spent the next hour preparing the email. It wasn't angry or emotional. It was cold, factual, and devastatingly precise. The subject line was simple: a 10-year review of Mr. Charisma's management. I wrote a brief introduction, explaining that I had compiled a comprehensive record of my interactions with him. Then I attached the highlights from the archive. Not everything, just the most damning evidence. The email chain about the fake promotion. The audio file of him promising a raise he later denied. The side-by-side comparison of my original project proposal and his new presentation to the board. I compiled a dozen of these greatest hits of his deception. This wasn't just a complaint, it was a boardroom ambush, executed digitally. Why do I think this will work? Because in the corporate world, while charisma can get you far, it shatters against the wall of hard data. A charismatic liar can talk his way out of a he said, she said situation. He can charm and schmooze and make his accuser look unstable or bitter. But he can't argue with a 10-year-long, time-stamped, multimedia record of his own words. He can't deny his own voice on a recording. He can't dispute his own emails. Hard data is the great equalizer. It bypasses personality and cuts straight to the objective truth. My boss built his career on his charm, on his ability to manage perceptions. But the archive is not a perception, it's a fact. And a mountain of facts is about to land on his desk. The fallout from this will be immense. And it's not just about one man's career. When the board sees the undeniable pattern of manipulation, of taking credit for others' work, of actively misleading employees, they will have to act. It's a massive liability. The damage to his reputation will be unfixable. In the corporate world, trust is everything. Once you're exposed as a calculated, long-term liar, you're done. No amount of charisma can patch that hole. The board won't just see a manager who made a few mistakes. They'll see a systemic risk to the company's integrity and morale. They'll see a decade of potential that he suppressed. They'll see the truth. As I sit here, my finger hovering over the mouse, I feel a strange sense of calm. The anger and frustration that have been my companions for 10 years are gone. In their place is a quiet resolve. This isn't just for me. It's for everyone who has ever been gaslit, manipulated, or made to feel small by someone in a position of power. It's a testament to the power of documentation, of holding on to the truth, even when the world tries to convince you you're crazy. My boss doesn't know what's about to hit him. He's probably in a meeting right now, charming someone, making another empty promise. But the digital ghost of every lie he has ever told is about to materialize in the inboxes of the most powerful people in this company. The archive is complete. It's time to hit send. If you've ever been in a situation like this, know that you are not alone and you are not crazy. Keeping records is not about being petty. It's about protecting yourself. And if you're struggling with the emotional toll of a toxic work environment, please reach out for help. Talk to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. Your well-being is the most important thing. Thanks for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more content on navigating the complexities of the modern workplace. Stay strong and always protect your truth.